Hello and welcome to Bite Size Dental Marketing, your one-stop shop for everything and anything dental marketing, where we have discussions on ways that you as a dentist can optimize your practice and get the most out of your business. Today, I want to touch on a topic that I believe is as old as time and definitely from the day that the first dental practice opened, and that is how can I get new patients? And having been in this industry for quite a while now, one thing that I've realized is when you go look at a lot of the material that's out there right now, it's big picture items that a lot of dentists will look at and go, I have enough things to worry about right now. I can't build out this giant marketing strategy or this huge plan of I'm going to do this and this for marketing and then that's going to help me, or I'm going to do that and that and that's going to help me get new patients, because the task seems daunting. And I mean, I get it. It's hard enough to be a dentist as is. And that's why I want to take a bit of a different approach in the action items that I'm going to give you today, where it's 5 things that I know that even you as a dentist that doesn't have much experience in marketing can do right now to make a difference in your practice and inch closer to making sure that we're getting new patients into the practice. And one thing that I've realized is when it comes to the success of a dental practice, and again, having been in this industry for a while now, we've seen every kind of dental practice that there is, the successful ones, the ones that weren't. And we tend to see the ones that have the most success are the dentists that are willing to get their hands dirty, if I can put it that way, and that stay consistent. I like to say inches turns into yards. And if we just make an inch of effort every day and we stay consistent in doing that, it'll turn into yards. And eventually, as a dentist, you're going to feel that difference in your practice. And it's going to make sure that you are positioned in the best possible way for if a new patient is looking for a dentist and when the economy sits in the right position. And the reason I touch on when the economy sits in the right position is, I mean, it's no secret right now that the US is in a bit of a strange time economically. I pulled some data here just before kicking off here, just to give you an idea, you guys, a bit of an idea on the current economic state of the US and why we have been seeing a bit of a slowdown in terms of new patient numbers and overall production. Again, this is not for all dentists. I know there's probably some of them out there that are booming depending on the area that they are. But again, in general, right now, we are seeing that there is a bit of a downturn. And something that I believe is impacting this is 2 things. The Federal Reserve announced it was leaving its benchmark interest rates unchanged at a 22-year high on Wednesday, but signaled that it could hike rates again in the fight to bring down inflation. So the interest rate right now is at a 22-year high, which means everything essentially becomes more expensive. Credit card, loans, everything becomes more expensive for the American worker. And then another stat that I pulled is, according to the latest record from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the annual inflation rate in May of this year, so that's earlier this year, was 8.6%. It's the highest level since 1981, and this was measured by the Consumer Price Index. Other inflation metrics also have shown significant increase over the past year or so, and this is something that we need to take into consideration. So that being said, I wanted to just put that out there. I'm going to do a bit more of an extensive coverage of that topic in a future podcast, which we will also be putting out here, where I go a bit more in depth. But for now, I just wanted to set the stage in order for you as a dentist to understand where the US economy is right now, where the purchasing power of your patients are, and how you can adjust in order to still capitalize on the market that is currently the cards that have been dealt to you, if I can put it that way. And just because we are having a bit of downward pressure in terms of the economy and the type of treatments that patients are interested in, it does not mean that we can't have specific action items that can still make an impact today in your dental practice. And that is what the point of the podcast is today and what I would like to cover with you. So if you're a dentist and you're looking for 5 things that you want to do right now that can make a difference in your dental practice, please keep listening, because I know that this will help. So the first thing that I say to any dentist, I always ask, do you have a Google My Business profile, and is it up to date? So that's your first action item. Optimize your Google Business profile and keep it updated. Your Google Business profile is very often, we've seen, one of the first things that a potential patient will see, especially when it comes to the power of local SEO. Local SEO is the efforts that is used in order to make sure that your dental practice shows up in the top results when somebody looks for a dentist in your city or a specific service in your city. If you are not implementing dental SEO right now, I highly recommend that you look into it, because it is such a powerful tool in order to grow your patient base organically and to make sure that when somebody is looking for the services that you offer, you are actually showing up. And part of optimizing your Google My Business is there's everything from products that you can add to services that you can add. You can do regular posts to it. You can add pictures to it regularly. And all of these things are ways in which you can signal to Google that you're an active business, you're an active dentist in the area, and you want to engage with the community, and that helps your business perform better online. And one thing that ties into having your Google My Business verified, up to date, and keeping it active is this actually segues into the second action item that you can put into place right now, and that is to get more reviews to that Google My Business. So once your Google My Business is set up and optimized, there are so many YouTube videos that you can watch on exactly what you need to do there. Of course, if you need help with it, we're always here. And I know there are countless other dental marketing agencies that you can also find a blog about, or something that will point you in the right direction. So then if we look at the second step, it is getting more reviews onto your Google My Business profile. So once you've optimized your profile, start getting more and more and more reviews. I like to say that your Google reviews are like the Bitcoins of dental marketing. The more you mine of it, the more wealthy you are, because people not only go to reviews whatever we do, whether it's going to a restaurant, whether it is going to a hairdresser, whether it's finding a car dealership, anything we do these days is focused around, well, what's their review? What are other people saying? And what you want to make sure of is that your business and your practice is seen in a positive light in the public sphere, and that when people are finding you online, that there are enough reviews to back up whatever message you are sharing on your website or your social media or any other marketing efforts that you have in place. If you have a low review score, people are less likely to trust your business. This has been proven over and over again. And another benefit to it is that the Google algorithm also benefits business that have more reviews and a higher review rating. Again, this has been proven over and over again in SEO, that when businesses have higher reviews and people are saying the right things, they are going to see more traffic to their profiles. And one action item that I would like to create from that is setting up a QR code, or even if you don't want to set up a QR code in a nice laminated version or something, even if it's just printed out on a piece of paper, I recommend making sure that you laminate it and it looks pretty. You put the logo of the practice in the middle of the QR code. Again, there are ways to do this online. And then to print this out, have it in the office, and when one of your patients come in and they are having a great day, you can see they're busy having a great experience at your practice, don't be shy to ask. My father's a dentist, so I've gone through the same struggles with him in terms of, Dad, don't be shy, just ask them. And if they say no, they say no. But what you should be doing is driving that in the practice, and work with your team to do the same thing. If you see that somebody's very happy with the service being offered, hey, Susan, do you mind popping us a quick review on Google? You can just scan it on my device or on this QR code that we've printed out here, and we'll really appreciate it. And again, in that way, you know that you're going to be growing your business. That's an action item that, even if it's not in real terms that you are growing your business in terms of production, getting those more reviews, making sure the Google My Business is optimized is a first step in making sure that you're positioned correctly online. Then, excuse me, my throat is dry. Then step number 3, implement a patient referral program for existing patients. Now, I know the title of this blog is How to Get New Patients, but never underestimate the power of your existing patient base and what they can do for your bottom line and for the production of the practice. And one thing that we've seen that is really, really successful in terms of getting existing patients excited about referring some of their friends or family members is some kind of incentive. Now, we've seen everything from Amazon gift cards to winning a Beats by Dre headphones to an Apple voucher to a free whitening or a free Invisalign treatment if somebody hits a certain number of referrals. And you'll see that by doing this, you essentially create cheerleaders for your dental practice because people are incentivized to help your business, and you'll pay off that whitening treatment if you get 2 new referrals, and that patient is a patient for life, hopefully, which is what we of course wish for when we get a new patient through the doors. If that is the case, that gift card that you just paid for, or the Invisalign treatment that you did for free because they sent 5 people your way, that's pennies compared to the dollar. And if you can do this enough times, the overall growth will outweigh whatever you are spending on getting people excited about referring people out. So set up a referral program, whether it's just starting with a small type of referral card that you print out and you get somebody to write on a piece of paper the email and name of the person that referred them to you. You can then get an office member to reach out to them. That's one thing that we've seen works. Or it can become more complicated. I know we've even seen through apps and a loyalty system being created. But again, if we're talking about small steps that can be taken today, start just putting an incentive in place to get patients to refer their friends and family to your office and have some kind of reward waiting. It does help. Action item number 4 is boots on the ground work. Now, this one is a bit more difficult, and it requires you as the dentist or members of your team to, as I've said, get your hands dirty. You need to go shake hands and kiss babies, and especially for startup dental practices and dental practices that are moving. So not necessarily a startup, but that's moving from one location to another location. Dentists that are slow in and have not had a lot of involvement in their area, or again, if you're just starting out as a young thundercat that is looking to make a difference as a dentist, I would recommend this strategy to you because you want to be getting people to see your face. You want people to just fall in love with you as a dentist. Tell them why it is that you do what you do. Go and help the community, get involved. So one thing that we've seen is community events, from wedding expos to health fairs to just popping in at your local emergency room and leaving some flyers, because we know emergency rooms don't really want to handle dental emergencies. So get them to refer it your way. To, just the community fair, or anywhere where you can make a presence where it makes sense, and where you can go and spread the message about your practice and drop off flyers or postcards. Go and do it. Get involved in the community, because there's a reason it's an age-old tradition of politicians to go to each state, to go to each town, to go and speak to the local people, to go and be involved. That's because it builds character and it builds trust between you and that patient for when they eventually come through to the office. So action number 4, get involved in the community however you feel you need to do that, but get involved. And then the final one is offer new patient specials. Now, as I mentioned, the US economy is in a bit of a weird place right now, and it's struggling a little bit in terms of purchasing power and the Americans' purchasing power, which directly relates to your patients and new patients' purchasing power. And one way that we can help curve this and essentially step up to the plate, or sit down at the table along with what everyone is experiencing, is to offer new patient specials. Now, I know that new patient specials are often something that dentists will say, I don't want to make my practice look cheap. I don't feel that this represents my brand. And my message on that is, it's not necessarily that you're going to give massive discounts and it's going to cheapen your product and it's going to send a message that you're compromising on quality. Instead, opt for specials that can just serve as a low risk introduction to your services. So one thing that we've seen is a package on initial x-rays or an initial cleaning, or new patient specials are, of course, a favorite among many dental practices. Offering maybe a free whitening along with Invisalign, which again, you don't even have to really give a monetary discount or percentage discount at that point, but giving some kind of a teeth whitening kit, which I know often dentists can get as promotional products from the companies themselves if you don't want to spend money on it. But finding ways in which you can create combos or value added packages for your patients and then to advertise this is definitely a way in which you can once again capture the attention of those new patients and make sure that you're saying to them, I understand that the world is going through a bit of a weird time right now, and that you're holding your money closer to your chest, and I want to try and step to the plate and help you to get the most out of the dental care that you will get at my office. So again, don't see it as something that you're doing and that's going to make your practice look cheap. You know at what point it makes the practice look cheap, to the extent of the discounts that you're giving or what you're giving away. Find a nice middle ground, and when you do, I promise you, your patients will be happy with it. So to recap for today, the 5 action items that dentists can do right now to get new patients and to help optimize their dental practice. Number 1, optimize your Google My Business profile and keep it updated, meaning post at least once a week, once every 2 weeks. That is what it means to keep it fresh and updated. Get reviews on your Google Business profile. Once it's optimized and everything is working as it should and you have ticked all the boxes, get as many reviews as you possibly can. And one way to do this is to print out a QR code and to have it in the office, and don't be shy to ask your patients to leave a review. If a negative review ever does come in, by the way, remember, take a deep breath, stay objective, and make sure that you answer in a way that continues to make the practice look favorable to new patients that would read how you responded. So always stay calm, don't get emotional. I know it's easier said than done, but always be sure to respond and take the time to respond to negative reviews and respond and come up with a solution rather than trying to argue with that patient. Then number 3, implement a patient referral program for existing patient. Again, do not underestimate the power of existing patients in the ability to produce to boost your production. New patients are amazing, but existing patients who still have work that needs to be done is a great way to capitalize on, and also to have them implement a referral program that will help those existing patients send people your way is a great way to ensure that you will have cheerleaders for your practice. Number 4, boots on the ground. Get involved in the community. Like I said, shake hands, kiss baby, show that you care about your community, because then the community will show that they care about your practice. If you're the dentist that's at the local sporting events, that's at the health fairs, that's at the expos, that's there showing your face and making your name and your voice be heard, it will accumulate into success eventually and make a difference for your practice. Finally, number 5, offer new patient specials without making the practice look cheap. Bundle deals together. Make sure that you're also, and what ties into the specials too, is make sure patients understand that there are financing options and that you are willing to work with them in order to secure the best for their dental health. So that was your 5 tips for today. Don't wait, get started. Remember, inch by inch, it'll make a difference. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.